can't remember if I already saved, so let's just do it again. No one can stop me. My ship wasn't here either. Yeah, it turns out rule of threes is fucked. You just have bad ideas and don't know what you're doing, and I shouldn't listen to you. You found a clue. You know the place? Some kind of thing called dowsing. That's amazing, Fleet. This time they'll definitely find my ship. Whoop. Ready to set sail? Anchors away. I'll be a little annoyed if it's the place I already checked. Not that annoyed because there's still a bunch of content and I want to play it. Like, it's like those are levels and you play them in order. It's just the narrative justification for why you're playing them will be really flimsy if I could have just gone to that island at the beginning and be like, yeah, here it is. Because it's the first place I try to go. How are we going to search this whole huge sea? I have no choice but to ask you to do it for me. So get cracking, right? There's a high probability the ship is currently hiding away from our view, but if we attack it, then we might catch a glimpse of it, sir. Verb, not sir, verb. He went verb. It's that way. Maybe it will just be around. Yeah, I'm thinking that the dragon will probably. Oh God. Oh, where the fuck did that come from? That wasn't here. Oh, I met one of those before, didn't I? Yeah, I think this actually might be where the dragon shrine is. Once it's time to meet the dragon. I'm thinking that one giant weird pit that I saw that played weird music when I was around it. I couldn't tell for sure if that was combat music. Oh no, it's combat music because it just played again. But there was that one area had a really deep chunk of the sea. Am I completely correct? Maybe. Maybe not. No. This part's just so deep that I thought I might be here. But it looks like it might be beyond this point. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. What's that giant shadow over there? That's just the clouds. Yeah, that's moving. Oh, that's another deep area. No, this whole area just kind of gets deeper in and out, doesn't it? Certainly makes sense for it to be somewhere in this area, because it's deep enough for it to actually navigate around. Oh, that part's really deep. We're really close to that original island. What could it mean? Are we getting out here? Was my original idea correct? Nope, there's no get out prompt. Which means there wasn't one earlier either. That's good to know. Me going on that whole rant while being wrong about being wrong is itself only reinforcing the original idea of the rant anyway. Haha. I'm always right wrong. Here's a question, is it moving? I think it's currently moving around in like a big track, isn't it? There's like a deep area here, and I think it's going around in a circle. It is, isn't it? Yeah. Did you see it? Wait, that's my ship. We must pursue it. and keep pounding it with my cannon. Oh yes, pound me with your cannon. Where'd it go? Wait, what? Oh, was it going the opposite direction? I thought it was going that way. Oh, you can see it. The cannon interacts with it. The aiming system, kind of. Or not? Ah, fuck. Okay. Rule of threes. Is it gonna get trapped in the sand, or is it just gonna keep powering through? Ah, it's trapped in the sand. I have questions about what I just did. Legit, like, why did attacking it in the past in the water make it appear in the sand? I think I just... Talking about existential nightmare stuff, like, I think I just traveled into the past and killed his ship. Like, that feels like it implies his ship was fine, and like, it went off on adventures without him one day or whatever, with his crew, and they just never found him again or something. But then I traveled back in the past as a vengeful spirit and punched holes in his ship by shooting it with a cannon repeatedly, and then it appears in the future. Because it wasn't in the future / present day until I shot it with a cannon, which just seems to imply that I am the one who destroyed the ship and potentially endangered the lives of all of the crew members that were on the ship before, which is not a good thing. Oh god. Although it looks like pirates took it over, because these are probably the bones of bokoblins. Or Tron goblins. Since they always seem to have the tech. Ah, yeah, this is a proper dungeon, isn't it? Yeah, the map's all not filled in. And there's floors. And it was introduced with like a zone name. So I think this is like a Zelda dungeon. The line's definitely blurred because the world design is dungeon-like, and there's other micro dungeons here and there, which I'm in favor of. Generally speaking, the longer you spend in a Zelda dungeon kind of setting, you're often enjoying the thing that is what you're usually there for a lot of the time. Although you want to have like a healthy amount of like town areas and like NPCs to interact with and quests to do for them and so on. Because usually those interactions and quest chains are also nice. Although I'm coming from the one that was full of that stuff. So I am coming from Majora's Mask. The most quests of them all. Or at least the most dense quest experience. That good enough? Hey, it's good enough. My favorite level of quality, sufficient. I'll never be able to get it to draw a heart though. No matter how many times I kind of need health, I'll always draw a heart and it'll be like, bomb? You want bombs? Like, no, I never want bombs. Bombs are not hard to get usually. And if they are hard to get, then they're not necessary. But health is necessary whenever I don't have it. But I'll take rupees for the pile. Okay, weird. Dead end. That... Huh. I mean, I'm thinking back to Return of Obra Dinn, and I'm like, there are some weird kind of shapes on a ship. hallways that seem to exist only almost just because that's the shape of the outside of the ship, so there's just space there. But still, weird. One swing, and then redundant swings afterwards. But still, I see a weird dead end like that, and I'm thinking, maybe I get an item that in some way ties into this dead end and makes it not a dead end, because dead ends are suspicious. And I'm always looking for the return of that reveal invisible things lens from Macarena, even though I don't like that item. And don't really want reveal invisible to be a mechanic in most games. There's something really cool about revealing invisible things that were in places where you, in places you once explored before. Like, oh my god, this was here the whole time? Crazy! And versions of that happen with, well, this game actually, and Metroid Prime and so on. But there's of course that paradox where it's like invisible, but in order to be playable, they have to be carefully marked. And if you don't carefully mark your invisible platforms, then it just makes the player run around trying to reveal stuff in a paranoid fashion the entire game. Because every time you ever get stuck, you're like, oh no, pull out the invisibility thing and flash it around. Oh, there's the invisible stuff. And 90% of the time you're gonna be wrong and just whipping out the invisibility thing constantly because you're like, I don't know, I'm stuck and maybe something's invisible. And if you get stuck for a long time and exhaust every single option, and then you pull out the invisibility thing and find out, yep, that was the answer, then you kind of just, it's kind of just frustrating. Like, ah, fuck, I wasted my time thinking of solutions when really there was just an invisible thing. So this game reintroduces it kind of, but it's just, oh, the butterflies. Just play the harp with the butterflies. And it's like, at first glance that feels like a disappointing version of invisible stuff, but it's kind of better than the reality of usually what happens when you otherwise have invisible stuff. God, why can't I? No, go away. Why couldn't I? There we go. I was trying to do this. Oh, it doesn't work. It doesn't work when they're on the walls, apparently. I did not know that. I did not. They don't give a shit. They're not even following me. Alright. Fair enough. Master, look out. Or please look. This large door here is sealed shut. This door must lead to an important room in the ship. That's a lot of chests. I guess it is a pirate ship. It's theming. Dust. I'm thinking about invisibility again, not only because it's just a specter that hangs over Zelda of like, is it gonna come back? Is it back? But I'm playing Hellpoint with Bird, which is a Souls-like, which itself is a genre that has things. It has some clear roots with Zelda here and there, but that game introduced a beam, a flashlight basically. It's like a purple black light basically. That reveals invisible platforms. And as far as I can tell, there's no in-game thank you, Fee. There's no in-game tell as to when platforms are going to be invisible in the area. So it just makes you like, oh, it's like, oh yeah, there are a bunch of other modules I can put on my little floaty boy that's over my shoulder. Like a normal flashlight or a music box or other tools, but there's a constant threat that there might be something invisible somewhere. So, you know, Maybe have that awkward purple light on you literally the entire game once you have it, and because you might discover something. Yeah, no. That the tone of that music though. Frère Jacques. Yeah. There we go. All right. Here we go. Go away. Where does all of this sand go when I blow on it? No one knows. We're in a closed room. It's all in your lungs now, baby. You'll never breathe right again. Alright, these last dregs are hard to blow away. But my self-satisfaction is paramount. It's important to me. They're threatening to awaken bad upon me. There's all these monster dregs around here. Well, there's also a bunch of NPCs. Alright, I give up. The last scraps are just too kind of annoying to clean up. So I'll just get the most of it and be happy with that. Yeah, they're mostly in here. Okay, so the number of colored pegs around the outside must determine what order they are. I have to get most of it, it's required. At least most of it. Yes, most of it. Come here, buddy. Okay, so what direction are these facing? Do you have a colored peg on yours? They do have oranges pointing up on these. That might be a clue. So this one might be down. Down, up. Down, right? Can you even hit the same one again? There we go. Yep, there's definitely wheels on each side of the door to indicate which side is up. Because the orange is up on these guys. Da 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 da. You got the key. I don't even remember where the locked door was. Actually, it might have been at the beginning, like right at the beginning. Let's see, and this side is double locked. It's locked for two different reasons. So we must, yeah, we're gonna get one of those time balls. Dodecahedrons or whatever, I don't know. I haven't counted the sides, so I can't say the shape. But I do like the word dodecahedron. Although I'm biased in its favor, because I have a memory assigned to it. Because we had a mineral identification quiz in like our first geology class. And they were mostly easy because it was the first geology class. Like, here's a giant crystal of quartz thing, and like comically large one. Like, what? I wonder what crystal it could be, and stuff like that. But there was one question that retroactively became extra credit because nobody got it right. It was there's just a nasty little like rust-colored lump. It just didn't feel crystally or special at all. and definitely didn't catch the eye, and everything else was just kind of nice looking by comparison. But I had one giveaway, which is that it was a dodecahedron. So I'm like, ah, it's Garnet. And it was Garnet. Do I just blow on you? Oh, yeah. Is this gonna open the door next to you somehow? Is that the twist here? Maybe not. I mean, I blew on it for a while. Feedback-wise, it's probably capped out on speed. You probably don't need to do more. It'd be weird if I had to do this for longer, and that was the secret. So you can blow on fans, but that doesn't seem to be what they want from me here. But all these doors are locked around here. Didn't recognize the sand at first. I think I was the only person in the entire class that identified it as a Garnet. And so I just got bonus credit, and everybody else just didn't get penalized for being wrong. Because they were like, okay, maybe that question wasn't fair or something. I don't know. People just make calls when they're grading things. All the Garnet samples we had seen before were like these nice, because it was like Geology 10, and in my school 10 was like the either like 1 or 10 were like the starting units of each class. And everything, we're so used to just seeing like clean, easy samples that are like the unrealistic, perfect example of that idea, as opposed to the kinds you see in life. And so when they gave us like a shitty, gross looking sample, no one got it. But nowadays I'm trash at mineral identification because doing it in the real world is really fucking hard, and I hate it. And also I'm not great at like having like this encyclopedic memory of like, okay, I have like 500 different minerals in my head, and here's the 12 identifiers of each one, and I'm like perfect at remembering that list every time. This looks like we're gonna do a duel in a hallway. Yep. Robo pirate captain. Rawr, bro. Have at thee, yo. I've got to beat him off the, oh, God damn it. I can't do it right. I gotta knock him off the plank. Yar, gonna die on the poop. You walk the plank, the poop. There's no poop deck in that. It's just funny to say poop deck. Yahar. Okay. Wait, why did I warp all the way back here? I was defeating him already. Him having a new sword does not do anything about that. There we go. Oh, his arm's gone. I think he needs that. I keep trying to counter his attack, but I'm not great at that. Huh. Some of these fights could do to be a little more demanding. Like the first Ghirahim fight was a little too finicky and annoying because it was just kind of strange in its restrictions. Like one of the limitations was the fact that like apparently because I wasn't standing completely still, his AI just turns off and never works the way you're supposed to. Like that's a problem. But it's still closer to where the fights should be, because like that was like a big like they set that up to be a really cool fight. But then I fought him and I just kind of flailed my sword around and that was fine. Like I didn't have to plan or attack from specific directions. Like he was less of a problem than the techno goblins, which is weird. So I don't know. He just took longer to kill because he had more health, or specifically he had to be knocked off. But it's like, that could have been cooler for how much you set it up. You spent a lot of time on that character model, and like it's the cool idea of like a robot skeleton pirate, and he's just like, you just go with your right hand, and then he dies. Master, that synthetic life form. There is a 99% chance that it was the pirate described by the captain. It turns out he didn't have shit. I can't help but admire the tenacity it has displayed in staying alive and functioning all these years. I think it might be done with this level, so I don't think it's the dungeon either. There's just a bunch of micro dungeons here. I saw a bunch of floors and whatnot. I was like, maybe, but no, I think we're done. I think that was all that was. You got the bow surprisingly late, actually. I'm surprised there's a bow in this game at that point. Now you can hit targets at a very long range. Arrows also do a lot more damage than Deku Seeds. Oh, that's the final item. At least the final item that takes up a slot. They could still make passive items like enchantments to your existing weapons, or like the digging claws don't take up a slot. They just are a contextual prompt. Master, a report about the bow you have just obtained. Although the bow itself unlocks the ability to give you more items, because they usually give you different types of arrows as an unlock after that. It's like water arrow, fire arrow, light arrow. Your bow's elasticity can propel arrows through the air with great force, allowing you to strike your targets from afar. Just in case you don't know what a bow is, to confirm, the controls associated with your bow, you raise your bow by pressing B, then press 2. The hardest to press button on the entire controller? You can also shoot arrows to strike certain devices in order to activate them. Oh no, we're not done here, right. We're just done with that particular deck I went through, that like, yeah. I was just thinking about like the path I just took below decks was so linear that I'm like, I don't think there's that much more to do. No, when I think back, there's still doors I can open later. No, this is this is the dungeon. I'm crazy. This is definitely the dungeon. I forgot about like above decks there was a bunch of paths and throughout. Yeah. I have confirmed that such a device exists on the deck. However, it will be difficult to target it from here, so I recommend you return to the deck. And my brain just selectively remembered what had happened before. And was like, oh yeah, I guess this wasn't the real dungeon. Oh. Okay, that's fine. I thought they were I thought they were like, just to remind you, what you do is you press B and then 2, and I'm like, I thought they were telling me that was the controls. No, they're saying how to get to the tutorial, because 2 is the tutorial button throughout the game, but I forgot that because I never press it. Because you have to like adjust your grip on the entire controller, more or less. Reaching for 2 is a call. For those of you that don't remember what the Wii controller is, it's the button on the very, very bottom of the controller next to the 4 lights that tell you what player you are. If you want to simulate this with your hand, it's like touching your pinky with your thumb. That's what it's like to press 2. So you don't want to really use it often. So shooting an arrow, you can either hold A or you can press C with a nunchuck and then draw back. So I think they're saying that there's 2 ways to shoot. One is just to hold A normally, and one is to use motion controls to pretend you're firing an arrow with the nunchuck. So let's hold A. It takes a bit. Pew. And then Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That. Oh god. Camera. That. Okay. Yeah, it's very fast to fire with C. You just have to physically draw back with the arrow, which gotta be a little careful here. Yeah, I have a large wingspan, is what they call it, I guess, when you talk about how long your arms are. The cable that connects the nunchuck to the Wiimote is too short for that, so I'll have to be careful. Because using the nunchuck combo is actually kind of satisfying, and it's also fast and convenient. But if I pull to my natural distance of how it very quickly ends up yanking on the cord and making me worry that's gonna get unplugged or damaged. So I'll have to be careful with that, because there's a decent chance I'll use that strategy. At least if I remember it exists.